Oh, I can't play.
Let it riff.
I can't play music when I come on to the live.
What the heck?
Can't do it.
Apparently, we can't do that. Welcome to the 20th edition of Beers and Bucks.
20th?
28th, I thought.
28th?
Yeah.
I thought you said 20th.
October lull. Right? It's not a lull if your tag's filled, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Who would have thunk that Timmy was the first, I shouldn't say that, Spinner was the first to kill a buck on the domain. Last year we killed 0 bucks. This year we've got 2 wall hangers already. 3 wall hangers. One of them's a 186 incher. Grant.
Oh, dang.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We've killed, I say we, like it was me, but it wasn't, like 500 inches of deer.
Pretty decent. Pretty decent.
We don't score them, but if we were going to score them, that's what they would score. How cool is that?
It's pretty neat.
Timmy killed one on his first sit ever at his new place.
Yeah.
So take that, Lee, from Seek 1.
Yeah.
Think you're good at killing bucks.
Lee wants to come kill a 130.
Haven't met old Tim Bob yet.
Come on up.
Wisconsin's hot, apparently.
Yeah.
From what I hear. We're going to talk about Lee in a little bit, but welcome to Beers and Bucks. Thanks for having us. Thanks, Top and Barrel, for supporting us once again on our habits.
Mike's drinking this podcast. You were kind of lame last one.
So the last time I didn't drink because I had a deal with the guys that went to Montana that I wasn't going to drink a beer until we killed an elk. So we actually hiked a 6-pack of Lemon Breaker onto the mountain, stalked an elk for 1.5 miles for 6 hours, killed an elk, and then we each chugged 2 of them.
At altitude, I mean, it can give you a little bit of a...
At 8,000 feet, I mean, even a Lemon Breaker can give you a little bit of a buzz at 8,000 feet.
Well, it's only 3.7%. You should have done. You should have done like Crooked Grin. But getting into the 7s and 8s.
We wanted to enjoy it.
I saw the picture of Dan with the his shirt off and the horns and like the beer
hanging off the.
He was having a good time.
Are they horns or antlers?
They are antlers.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we took Hop and Barrel with us. So thanks, Hop and Barrel, for supporting our passion and our problems.
Love it. And like, I don't want to like jinx anything here.
Oh boy.
We haven't had any technical issues this episode so far, except for we wanted to play some Fred Bear prelim before we came on, and we couldn't. So we need to figure that out for next time. We're going to start, we hit a little Nickelback last time. We're going to maybe hit a little bit more Fred Bear as we get into killing season, because it's just a lucky song.
Creed going last time?
We had Creed.
Yeah.
Or did I say Nickelback?
Yeah, you said Nickelback.
I hate Nickelback. I'm all in on Creed.
Why does everybody hate Nickelback?
I think it's the guy.
Could be. They were like the biggest thing ever, and then all of a sudden for like 10 years, everyone just hated them.
Creed is coming back.
They're on the team again.
Yeah, Trevor, I do get down with a little Michael Jackson, Will You Be There?
Really?
Free Willy song.
Yeah.
That's when I used to travel with my sales reps, we'd crank that before we went into the meetings. It was just good. It was for whatever reason, whenever we played it, we crushed deals.
So that's like the Fred Bear of.
When you're going hunting, you play Fred Bear on the way to the stand, and you're not 100% success, but you're giving yourself at least a 30% uptick in success.
I would agree. I mean, Spinner, you listened to before he killed his deer in North Dakota.
Yeah. Do you know what I listened to in my AirPod on my walk out to my buck? You think I wasn't listening to Fred Bear?
Fred Bear on the AirPod. That's a new way of doing it.
Well, I didn't want to crank it.
You didn't have a car ride.
No, I just walked.
How far did you walk?
About 40 yards from the house.
About as far as the deer traveled.
Yeah. It was pretty neat.
That was fun.
That thing showed up early. I got him in velvet like back in June.
Yeah.
And I was like, that buck is going to be pretty gnarly. And he was a big bodied deer. And then all of a sudden, like this other bigger, like 9-pointer started showing up. And I'm like, ooh, he's pretty nice. And I thought the 9-pointer was going to be like my number one target. Like he's still a nice buck. When he lost his velvet, he lost a lot of mass. So I think he's actually a younger deer than the deer that I shot. I would have been happy with both, but the fact that both of them came out and at the same time, one was 20 yards away and the other one was 20 yards away, and I kind of had my pick of the litter. Browse needed to take a dirt nap.
Weren't there like 5 bucks in your plot all at once?
Yeah.
And we posted a video on this little urban food plot that Timmy had behind his house, and if you haven't seen it, I would encourage you to scroll back on our channel. I mean, it's not big, maybe 3/4 of an acre total tillable.
Yep.
But the way it's like broken up and designed with incognito and a fence that was already there, and I mean,
It's pretty cool.
it's food plot architecture without trying.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we didn't carve out a cornfield. I mean, it was super.
We didn't even really put much thought into the plan. It was just, hey, this spot's ready, this spot's ready. I didn't have a lot of time to get it in, but we sprayed it.
Well, Ergie's custom plots.
Ergie came out with the tractor. The first one that we planted came in awesome, and then it got overtook by weeds. But when you go in there, there's still deer in that every night. They don't care. It's not picture worthy like the rest of it that we actually did proper preparation on. But we went through, we sprayed it, we tilled it, we put elbow grease down, we put the seed in the ground. We had really good rain this summer for us.
Yeah.
And then we hit it with some cranked, and it turned out freaking awesome. But
And that incognito backdrop like forces those deer to within 35 yards.
yeah.
Like if they're in the plot, they're all killable.
Yeah, the first time when they came out, they crossed, and he came out. There's 3 bucks that came out ahead of him, and then he came, and he was out at like 40 yards, but he hadn't settled in. And I'm like, "What's this buck's deal?" He's like, "Not." He seemed tense. Well, then next thing you know, he was running all these deer off.
remember you texted me.
He was the bully buck, and I'm like, all of a sudden the field's just clear, and I'm like, well, where the heck did they go? And then literally 20 minutes before last shooting, they all poured back in. And then I looked to my right, and there's that big 9-pointer at 20 yards, broadside, just hammering turnips. I'm like, oh, I really.
He was in a big sexy plot.
Yeah, and then I looked over into the other corner, and I saw Browse coming back out, and I'm like, he's gonna come give me a shot.
He was in the green machine.
He came out into the green machine, yeah.
And then he made a terrible shot, made tracking impossible.
Yeah, it's never good when you pull out the heart and when you're gutting and there's just a 10 ring, just with the slick trick, just the Viper trick, sending it home. Yeah, he didn't.
He went 25 yards.
He did not go far.
And it was like Helen Keller could have followed the blood trail.
It was pretty cool.
It was so easy.
What's funny is like I when I shot, I heard, but then he kind of went through my pine trees and I couldn't see, but it sounded like I heard him drop.
Right at your house.
Yeah, and then I get down and I like find the arrow and I'm like, oh, there's blood, but I didn't see like an immediate blood trail. But I just obviously backed out of there. Didn't want to push him south, so. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he was dead the second he got hit.
He was running dead, without question. Yeah, that was cool. It's, I mean, urban hunting.
It's pretty cool.
It's kind of the thing right now, if you've been paying attention to social media.
Well, and I was sitting there the night before, and like Mel was back home with Colton there at the farm, and I was sitting there and watching the trail camera, and like there was like all those bucks were out there that night. Mm-hmm. What's crazy is like literally they were out there at 6:30. At 4:30, 4:45, me, John, and Tim were out getting the bank's ladder put on, getting it all leveled out. We had drills, we had shovels, we were banging shit.
Urban deer are different.
I literally was like, I'm not going to hunt tonight. We just boogered this. Because Boyceville would have been like, they're probably not going to come out tonight. Boom, they all came out, and I was sitting there just pounding my head against the wall.
You're better off mowing the lawn and then going hunting when you're in suburbia than you are like doing a scent-free shower.
I didn't do
clothes.
I didn't do any of that. I wore the clothes that have been hanging in my closet.
You're better off wearing a plaid and blue jeans. Like it's just a weird deal. I've been fortunate enough to do it the last few years. And,
heck yeah, Chris says broke the curse. I'm like, well, technically 2 years ago I broke the curse.
Yeah, with the buck that got shot 9 times.
It got shot an ample amount of times. This one was one and done, and now I'm
bringing bombs in the old soybean truck. Sorry to cut you off.
Ooh. Line to dump soybeans. Had time to
don't text and drive there, Karshbaum.
Careful with that tractor there, buddy.
The truck.
What I'll tell you though, I'm feeling dangerous going into Kentucky.
I know Brian's nervous.
He's
never had a client that's been there 4 straight years and not killed a deer before.
That's me?
I mean, technically it will be if you don't kill a deer, yeah. So, like, he actually might just sell his entire business if you go home empty-handed. So, I mean, there's a lot on the line here.
He worked his butt off last year.
His plots are looking awesome for the first time in a couple of years. Not because of his fault, because Mother Nature finally actually gave him some rain. He's got a bunch of good deer running around. They had some challenges with some hunter success rates early in the year, which can happen, unfortunately.
Were they wounded or missed?
Wounded and,
Missed?
Yeah. Which, as an outfitter, that's tough, right? Because thanks to social media nowadays, you're judged by whatever you post online. And if you post $6 online, you had 14 hunters in camp, it's like, well, that's a pretty shitty success rate. It's like, well,
I look at it as encounter rate. Like,
it has to be the
you know. Now, granted, have I been able to pull my bow back down there yet? No, but is it his fault?
Encounters.
I've seen them.
Yeah. And
Like,
I mean,
but they come in like the first year we were down there that my buck was coming in. Just that stupid
everybody wants to know what I'm
bull.
drinking.
You can't handle that
I mean,
heat.
you can't handle that, Nelson. Yeah, I mean, it's when we go on an elk hunt, you talk about encounters.
Yeah,
like
I wanna see 'em.
like, yeah, we can't promise you're going to kill somebody. You're gonna get in range. Like, but whitetails for some reason like doesn't count.
Yeah.
So I feel bad.
I think it does. That's why I look forward to the trip every year, even though I haven't killed down there, Brian.
I mean, he's calling me in just to make sure we bump the numbers up a little
I'm
bit.
literally going to sit there. I'm going to, like, remember in Forrest Gump when the Army instructor's like, sit down, shut up. That's literally what I'm going to do. Wherever he tells me to go.
Done that for 3 straight years, except last year when I pulled the old, let me go where somebody else sat. Because that's the oldest trick in the book.
Yeah.
The best way to kill a deer is to sit where somebody else has already sat.
Well, you remember when I pulled the all-day sit, like,
Sure do.
hour before, like 2 hours before light.
You were in
and
there like 4 a.m.
It was a long.
in a ground blind, so you
sit.
could like lay on the ground and sleep. But
I tried that. That didn't work because I was on the ghost farm. I was scared. And I heard critters. And
you're hunting a booner, though.
I was hunting a
We're
booner.
going to talk about hunting booners in a bit.
But then all of a sudden it was like, all right, well, I got to send you back there the next day. And I'm like,
you said no.
I literally was like, Brian, I can't. Like, physically, I can't go do that again because I saw very minimal deer.
This started our conversation last year when I got ridiculed for saying I'd shoot 120s, 30s, and 40s instead of sitting there for 14 straight days on a booner.
It drove me
That started
nuts
my
that day. And somebody, like, he goes, I've got to put somebody else in there. I'm like, that's fine. And that guy, unfortunately, but fortunately for me, I guess, like,
He didn't kill the booner.
didn't kill it, didn't see it.
But it was a booner, and it did get killed.
It did get killed by the neighbor.
Yeah.
But you put me in that stand behind I'll sit that creep house. Like,
I sat the creep house.
it's a nice little spot.
That's where Orville, God bless him, missed the booner at 10 yards.
Oof.
Happens.
Yeah.
I mean, missing deer is easier than you.
Orville's on.
Oh God! And I just brought up the no.
Sorry, Orville.
Sorry, man.
The ghost farm.
I hate to bring that up.
It freaks the shit out of me.
I think Orville's in Kentucky for a hunt right now. Which
Isn't Chase down there too?
Chase's birthday today.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Chase.
We like Chase. Chase
Chase
we
is
met
a
at
big
Whitetail
buck
Crossing.
killer. That guy, he's a good dude. I love it when he kills a deer because I just like salivate over his post. Because he always puts a paragraph post on Facebook that just kind of tugs at the old heartstrings a little bit. I think we could all tap into that a little bit. I've been trying to coach the guys along here at Old Domain on how to tap into more of the process and the things instead of the outcome.
Yeah.
Because if you just become outcome based, hunting becomes a mother effer.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll bury you. So we've got some guys here that are working on some things.
Well, so let's transition to this giant buck that got killed.
What buck is this, Tim?
So if anyone watches Seek One, it's one of my favorite shows to watch. I've watched basically all of them. They
are killing giants.
They kill slammers, and it is awesome. I don't know how he finds these deer.
I think everybody has their own theory about it.
You know, let that be a theory. You know, all I know is whatever he's doing, I'm jealous, and I would do it in 2 seconds.
I find it funny, like 212-inch deer. Apparently, maybe southeastern Wisconsin, Kenosha. Inside sources tell me. I think it's interesting. The feedback is really 50-50.
Yeah.
So I want to get your take on it. But when you read through the comments, and I'm not one to typically read through comments unless it's something that we posted and then I laugh at them sometimes.
Yeah.
But the comments about Lee's 212-inch deer are interesting. There's 2 completely different takes on it. The one guy is just happy, like, how cool, special deer. This guy, does his homework, kills big bucks. Good for Lee. The other side is the opposite. Like, F this guy. He just swoops in on people's big deer and kills them, and he's paying for it. And maybe he is, I don't know. I mean, he's one hell of a door knocker, or he finds a way to incentivize the customer. I'm not sure. Either way, he's killing a giant deer every day. But I find it polarizing, like, these two types of humans, right?
Yeah.
The angry ones and the happy ones. Where do you fall?
I'm super happy for the dude. Whatever he's doing, he look at his wall, like, and it's not.
Do you think he's paying for the ground?
Maybe he is. He probably is. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Like, I don't like. End of the day, like, I'd like to have a beer with the guy.
Me too.
I tried to get them to.
I mean, you guys have a lot in common now. You're actually more proficient than Lee.
Yeah, I sat one time, killed a giant.
There you go.
I need to message them on Instagram. Like, I want a domain to get affiliated with these guys, and like, I just
Tim wants in the worst way to become affiliated with them. He's tried all sorts of things and tactics.
I messaged them once on Instagram. I was hopeful that it would. This is like 2019.
They're
when we
too
were
big
first
time
getting
for
started.
us.
No, I think there's going to be a day where Seek One and Domain are partners.
I mean, I know how we pull it off. We build the old Shoots compound over here. We find a booner, and you just text him and say, "Hey, Lee,
come on up.
Got one tied up here for you."
No, I think he's probably got people that are like in his corner for sure that are help feeding deer, and like obviously he's just a good hunter. You don't have a wall. Like, I watched they redid his house or whatever. I think he's getting married or something. He's got this basement that's like the ultimate man cave, and it's like bucks that you dream about. And I read a lot of our comments on Domain because it's like 99% positive, and you get into some of these comments, and that is why I hate the internet, because it just becomes so toxic of people bashing people, and it drives me nuts. So I'm proud of him. I think it's super cool.
You're proud of him?
It's
Is your son?
No, I'm just like, dude, the one.
I've coached Lee Long all these years, and I'm proud of him.
He probably watches the pod. You know,
I'm sure he's watching right now.
He gets a lot of tidbits, but no, like, he killed a freaking slammer, and he said it was smaller than it was last year.
212 inches, and it was smaller this year than last year, I guess.
Yeah. So whatever. I'm cool. Pumped for him. I don't know how he does what he does. I'd like to learn. But
this is in no way disrespectful to him, because it's actually like mad respect. The guy kills giant deer every year. But it helps when it's all you do. I mean, and that's my fault, not his fault, right? If I wanted to hunt deer 24/7, that's what I would try to figure out how to do. I'm not good at it, so I do what I'm good at. He's obviously very good at it. It's like, that's what he does. Good for him. Like, why are we hating on him for that?
I'm not hating.
Am I envious? Maybe a little.
I mean, did you see that one episode?
I mean, he was hunting the other day. He was hunting yesterday. I wasn't. Like,
there was one in Urban, like that was behind like some store. Like, they did a deer drive with a bow, and he just like 10 rings it. It's like, it came through, it stopped.
Yeah, I remember. I watched that one. Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't take a running shot. I mean, I probably could, given the shot that I placed on that.
He did smack that one pretty good. I mean, historically, takes more than one arrow for you. But
did I tell you what I did on my lunch break today?
No.
It's pretty interesting. So, we've got a shitton. It's a new word for you. A shitton. A shitton.
I like it.
Of coyotes around the house.
Ooh.
My neighbors shot like 5.
3? I was gonna say, yeah.
No, and nice. John shot a pile of them.
Nice people.
And I've got this one that just looks mangy, just like icky looking, and it came right through my backyard today. At lunchtime. And Mel texts me. I have blinds now in my office. I didn't have them before, so
she gave the old.
She's like, coyote.
He's coming around the house.
And I was in a meeting with one of my sales reps. I'm like, I gotta go. He's like, dude, where are you going? I'm like, I gotta go kill a coyote. He's like, dude, you're such a redneck. And so we got off Zoom, and Mel's like, well, are you grabbing your gun? I'm like, my guns are at the cabin. I've got a shotgun.
I have one of your guns.
You do?
Your turkey gun.
I need that. Turkey load could have took care of that sucker today. You know what I did? I strapped on the old wrist rocket, went out with the Matthews.
I thought you meant the slingshot.
Put a stock on it, and I was like, you should really bring your pistol. I'm like, I got within 30 yards of this little mangy thing.
Did you shoot it?
Didn't get a shot.
Son of a
wind. I felt the wind swirl, and it just turned. I'm like, damn it. So that was at lunch. And then 3:30 this afternoon, I see that little bugger again. got it. I will kill this guy.
So he got past you twice today, huh?
2 times. Yep. But you don't walk 15 yards from my house when I've got a 9-month-old.
He clearly did. He's not going to eat your kid.
You don't threaten my household.
Oh my God. I mean, shoot him for the. I mean,
you come into my yard.
I mean, Colton could hold his own against a mangy little coyote.
I'm pretty sure that coyote took a shit too, right in my yard.
Probably did.
It's like new grass coming in.
I mean, after you whiffed on him the first time, he's like,
I didn't shoot, but I was willing to use a Full Metal Jacket arrow with a slick trick on it. Probably a $40, and I have Luminoc on.
Oh my goodness!
I was like, I'm willing and
it's
ready.
It's like a $60 coyote.
Next time I'm going to go out with my 9.
Doesn't sound like the coat's worth it either.
Yeah, well, that thing needs to go.
That's a real bummer.
Go and get. Yeah, I didn't get him, but I'm going to get him tomorrow. That's my goal.
I will say too, if you haven't done it already, on our Facebook page, you can post some questions on the old rapid fire round, or in Timmy's case, the not so rapid fire round. We're going to give away some stuff.
I feel like you've got more windy lately than I have. Maybe it was the non-drinking thing. I don't know.
No way. Also, too,
have beers and bucks, and you're not drinking a beer.
I just got. I didn't drink a beer on Beers and Bucks. I know it's kind of against the. Definitely swimming upstream last week.
Craig, I wish I knew how to trap coyotes, but I don't.
They're tough to trap.
First trip out west I ever went to, we were in North Dakota, and the guy, his name was Billy Freetag. That ended up being a real weird hunt.
Billy Freetag.
Yeah, and
Boyceville guy.
One of his guides was just so drunk at camp that he like peed his pants.
Ooh.
But what I love about Billy, and it'll always stay with me, is that he called it was coyotes.
Coyote. Is he from down below, south of the border?
No.
Coyote.
No, not really sure, but a little coyote.
Interesting. Well, make sure you sign up for that little deal. Also, too, I just want to. So last year on Beers and Bucks, Timmy and I had one of our rapid fire rounds, and we were talking about shooting booners. And I took a stance against booners. Took a lot of heat for it. So we posted it last week, and just talking about kind of the hunting industry in general, and how Timmy and I we like to shoot deer, right? We're not about to pass up a 120, 30, 40, or 50. And I think it's interesting because I've been hunting for 28 years. And over those 28 years, I've had 2 chances to kill a booner. 2 of them.
1 for me.
So if I would have held out and only hunted booners, I don't think I'd be hunting to this day. Right?
I think the argument would be, well, if you had passed that buck, then you would have killed it.
Fair. Okay.
In some areas,
yeah,
sure. Like there's land that I hunted with Arnie, like not far from where we hunt, where the bucks stay. Like they'll stay on 120, 200 acre chunk.
Do you know the trick to killing booners?
You gotta have one. But
gotta have them.
Like bucks around us, like I didn't have a buck on trail camera on the proving grounds until like 2-3 weeks ago.
It's always that way.
And we've had it before where we're like, oh, we're housing them, but like they come in from all over the place, and it's 60, 80 acres.
They're roamers.
Hunt.
Yeah.
And I've killed bucks that like maybe I should have passed, but I tried holding off for like 3 years. Eventually, you got to kill a buck.
100% you do. And I think so I'm going to read off some of the comments. I took some heat for this, and I'm standing by it. Like, I still would rather shoot a bunch of nice deer than spend my entire life to maybe shoot one big one.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it. I think more people should be okay with it. I think more people are okay with it, but they're ashamed of it maybe. I don't know. Like if you shoot a 100 and whatever inch, shoot a 6-point buck, like all of a sudden you're ashamed because it's not bigger. And Bill Smalley thinks that I am what's wrong with the hunting industry. It's unfortunate, Bill. There's another good one here too. Matt Stanley says, and that is why no one will ever remember your name.
I just watched the movie Troy. It's on Netflix, and that's what he said. Achilles, he said, that's why no one's going to remember your
Tyler Arnett said, deer hunting podcasts are all the most boring pods on the planet. Yet he listened to it.
Sorry, Tyler.
Lindsay Loring said, and that's why you'll never become great. I mean, this is like, I would suggest to anybody you should go on here and just read through these. It's amazing. And I think there was a bunch of people too that this guy thought I was talking about golf, which is awesome. I mean, there's obviously a bunch of people that are in our boat too, and we're like, obviously, like if I would have waited for a booner, I would have 0.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? What fun is that? Like, the whole idea of hunting is to shoot something.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I'm all about QDM and stuff, but I think it's definitely situational.
100%.
And what's your situation? Do you have
Yep.
a big tract of land, or do you have like
Totally.
an area like Buffalo County where a lot of the landowners are all in on quality deer management, and you have to let a 4-year-old go, and
Yep.
150-inch deer comes by and you got to pass it. And I see the flip side of it. Like, I see the positive side. Obviously they kill a ton of like giant bucks down there.
Yep.
But I also have buddies that literally hunted down there that got, as a kid, burnt out
100%.
because they had to let a 142-inch 10-pointer walk past them, and then the next year watch another one walk past them because
Yeah.
they couldn't shoot anything under 155. It's like, I'm all for it. Like, I want to shoot the biggest buck possible as well.
Totally. Me too. I want to shoot the biggest buck I can every year.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah,
I start thinking about bringing my son out, and I'm like, I want
He's
him to
gonna
have
whack
fun.
and stack him, man.
Oh,
I'll be chirping in his ear like you were chirping in mine.
Colt's gonna be a killer.
Colt, shooter. Schwack. Oh, fork. Perfect.
Yep. My first 2 bucks were 1-horns.
All right, so my first buck was it was about this big, but it was an 8-pointer. So I got to tell everybody I shot an 8-pointer. Mm-hmm. But they maybe scored 14 inches. But I was hooked.
Oh yeah.
And where I hunted back in the day up north, if I would have waited for anything bigger than a fork, it might have taken me 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how I grew up hunting.
I think it's like very regionally, right? Like, there's some areas where you just have a higher propensity to kill a 150, 160, 170, and other areas where, like, Brandon, our buddy in North Carolina, is like, he sees my buck and he's like, dude, like, we don't have anything like
No
that.
brainer.
Like, if I see a 125, like, that's why scores never, like, I haven't scored my buck that I shot. I don't know
been a
what
yes
it'll
or no
score.
guy.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to shoot it, or no, I'm not. I've
Yeah.
never been like, oh.
I look at him, I'm like, that thing's cool as hell.
I mean,
and
one of these years I'm going to go down to Corey Baker's. I'm going to shoot his biggest 3.5-year-old just to piss him off, because he knows I just love to razz him. He shoots a booner every year. So if I hunted where he did, I might have a different attitude. So maybe I'm jaded because of where I hunt.
yeah.
I don't know. Although I still like shooting deer.
There's the caliber of hunters that shoot those every year, and I think they're
Amen, brother man.
they're
sister
blessed.
woman.
They're blessed with where they get to hunt. You
Yeah.
know, and
Or they earned it and they worked hard and they bought it and all the things.
100%.
Kudos.
Or you do the work. You can pull big deer in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, food plots can bring big deer in. Food plots aren't gonna that's not the only thing that's gonna create booners.
Nope.
That's like the thing. The debate too is like, planting food plots is not gonna create a booner. It's gonna give nutrition. You gotta have age. You gotta have really
Genetics.
good soil health. Like,
Genetics.
if you look at the corn down in Buffalo County, it's like 15 feet tall. Like, you think that soil is
Some of
pretty
the best soil in
enriched?
the world.
Like,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
totally.
it's gonna grow bigger bucks.
The whole Mississippi River Delta.
Yeah, I say, like, screw anyone, shoot what you want.
Ditto. I'm going to keep doing it.
I'm not gonna stop.
I'm going to keep freaking doing it.
Yeah.
We're trying to get Spinner to get on that page, but he's been passing a bunch of deer lately this year.
Well, he filled his tag early.
His North Dakota tag.
Yeah, but now he's like,
got
well, now
Minnesota
I can get
tag and
picky.
Missouri tag and Wisconsin tag.
Must be nice.
He's just got tags.
Must be nice.
It's good to have tags. Yeah, I got a good feeling. He's got a bunch of good deer on camera.
The cool thing is
We're working on some.
At the proving grounds,
Psychological thing.
Kyle, my cousin, and I are gonna go hunting this weekend. He's gonna.
Where are you gonna sit? I saw your father put up his big blind today.
He got it all dialed in.
Big field. He switched it up on us.
Yeah, we got to get it into the woods next year. We'll get that thing dialed
I
in.
think he wants to instead build around it next year.
That could work.
Like homegrown style corn and brassicas and pull them out of the woods.
That could work too.
I like it.
But we got a northwest wind on Friday.
All right.
Not a. There's some stands Kyle can sit, but he's going to do that. And Dad is actually heading down to Buffalo County here next week.
Oh, yeah, he's going to Bluff Country.
He's going to Bluff
The
Country.
old Injurbow camp.
Like
The infamous Injurbows.
I told him, I said, you will regret it if you don't get a chance to go down and hunt with Tom and that crew. And
If nothing else, just sit back and listen to Tom talk.
he
Seriously.
Dad got it. I've been in that room a couple of
He's
times with them.
Just fascinating.
The knowledge of deer, like every deer back from when it was a year old all the way through, that's what he's been just fixated
the
on.
last 40 years.
And he said this year is the best year they've had in 30 years for bucks. And
You would know.
Dad is going down in what I would consider a pretty good prime time for bucks starting to cruise.
Yep.
And
The front end of the kind of the pre-rut.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped for him. He's super pumped. We went and had dinner with them last night, and he's just like,
Your dad's got a big month coming up.
we do that, and then he gets back for 2 days, and then off to Kentucky we go.
Where he's, a little bit of redemption there.
He's due too.
Yeah. We got the Buckless Shoots is in Kentucky.
Is everyone else? Marcus is killed, you've killed, Jake's killed.
The Buckless Shoots is.
We are the Buckless
The
Shootses.
Shoot Eye? What are multiple shoots is?
Shoot I? Shoot I? Yeah, I don't know. The Buckless Shootses are
Shoots
coming to
sound like
camp.
something Veda would say.
I haven't seen Brian jump in yet, but
He's probably busy tracking deer. He's got guys in camp right now. They killed one last night. If there's a guy that can get you on a deer,
so
he's the guy I'd pick.
who's the guy from it's Michael Waddell's crew,
Oh boy. I don't watch TV.
the bigger guy,
T-Bone.
T-Bone. He just posted a video the other day, and
Did he lose a bunch of weight? I think he did.
he had some medical challenges.
Yeah,
I know,
but I think he lost a bunch of weight. He's looking
He
good.
had a corn pile out, and he puts a log straight facing the stand,
Okay.
because then they have to come in, and when they eat it, they
Turn
get broadside, and he goes,
Brilliant.
this is a pretty strategic
Pretty
play.
redneck play.
And he
Love
goes,
it.
some would consider me the master baiter. So I sent that video to Brian, and I said, I thought you were the master baiter.
Just a brilliant idea.
Brian said, I am. So
You know who should have killed last year?
Jeff,
Oh God, Jeff Nelson was in a beautiful bottomland food plot, comeback kid, hot chick, and texted us all a picture of a 9-year-old wild ass gnarly, the gnarly buck where it's got the spike and then the jumbo side. It was a no-brainer. Shoot it and then send the picture for every other human in camp, except for Jeff.
Jeff's a big killer.
Yeah, Big Buck Nelson passed it up.
Oh, darn
I
it.
know, it's regrettable. But then Ryan shot it, and Ryan broke his 6-year curse. Everything happens for a reason. There's a silver lining.
We're heading there, not next week, the week after. We
25?
drive down Thursday.
25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
I got to get the rig
Or 24,
cleaned out
something like that.
and ready to
Taking the
rock.
towel.
We're going to take the towel,
That'll be fun.
ride in comfort.
It's a fun week.
We have to figure out where we're going to meet. But we don't have to figure that out now.
We don't have to do that online or on air. Maybe we should jump into rapid fire.
Yeah.
What do you think? All right.
I think just prior to that, I think just calling out our friends in Florida
Oof. How about our friends in North Carolina?
and North Carolina,
South Carolina?
the
Tennessee?
sheer devastation that happened in specifically around that Asheville, Boone, that area. I've been there a bunch of times, and it's crazy. And this thing that's coming across right now is nuts. So
Yeah, it's a...
I know we have folks that tune in from in those areas, and
Hopefully you got the heck out of there.
yeah, we don't really deal with that up here in Wisconsin. You get the sporadic tornadoes, which are still bad, but this thing is
Be safe, Steve.
devastating. So
So you're down in Florida, so...
yeah, please Please stay safe.
Milton looks like a mother effer. So
yeah, that thing's crazy. So, you know, we're right. It's hitting tonight, and we don't want to be insensitive to it. You know, it doesn't impact us up here, but I know it impacts a lot of people down there. So,
and all the people that are still trying to figure it out from Helene. So
yeah, this is just it's crazy.
Okay. We just got word on what?
Buck down in Mayfair.
Who shot?
Cam didn't go, so it must be Easton.
Ooh. One of the boys from the old shop has an arrow in one.
We got a red arrow.
We got a red arrow on live air. But yeah, we'd love to try to do something maybe to help out the folks down in the southern half of the U.S. So we'll try to put our heads together, and it's a tough deal. So hopefully everyone is safe and sound and not in Florida right now.
Yep.
Because that sucker looks like it's going to be nasty the whole way across it. So, oof.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't want to sidetrack us, but I don't want to be sensitive to what's going on down there.
Yeah,
it's bad. So let's jump in. Let's get back to it.
Flip around and do some rapid fire. Spice things up a little bit. Rapid fire tonight was a little different. We're gonna do 2 random giveaways. Spinner will put them in the old randomizer, and I don't know what we're gonna give away. Maybe some gear tonight. Maybe a hat, a shirt.
I like the duck camo sweatshirt.
Ooh. I think we have some in stock. So we'll do a duck camo sweatshirt, a hoodie, and my buddies from Hardy Face Paint sent us some face paint. So we'll give away a little guy.
Can I have a tube for Kentucky?
You can have a tube too, yeah. My good buddy Danny purchased Hardy, which had been gone for 2 years. And it was all of our favorite face paint because he didn't have to wear it for 6 weeks after you put it on. He just peel it off. So,
and it didn't smudge.
It doesn't smudge. You can put some cool designs in there.
Jake's the main design guy, but I'm going to practice before
Tim's
we go.
the nose guy.
Well, I got a big schnoz.
Tim just does the nose normally.
When you got a honker this size, it's going to catch some radiant light.
Yeah. Fair.
You know.
So Old Spinner is going to put it in the randomizer. We'll announce 2 winners. They're going to get a duck camo hoodie, a domain hat, and a little tube of Hardy face paint, and we'll jump in. I am not sporting new apparel. This is my go to meeting shirt. Had some meetings today. Since Tim Schutz is tagged out, what is he doing with all of his free time?
I had the distinct pleasure to accompany my wife and 9-month-old to a orchard.
Love family time. True or false? Next year, if you have a buck on camera, you're going to shoot it in September.
True.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always said I would love to kill a buck on opening day. I've never done it.
The thing that honestly, like, because I've never shot a buck this early before, like, the thing that, like, I just enjoy the repetition of getting in stand. I love watching the sunrise and stuff in the stand. And like, I literally sat one time and killed a deer.
And
so now, but like now it's like you miss that, like,
I get it,
that late October, early November sit where
100%.
Like you're in before light.
The magic sit, the grunting, the chasing.
I literally went out a Sunday afternoon in like house clothes and like killed a buck, and it's like I'm not discounting it.
So you're gonna sell the property and skip urban hunting?
We probably we gotta move.
Yeah. I would think.
But yeah, no, it was fun. It was a fun weekend. But yeah, I'm gonna, like, the biggest thing is I'm gonna miss it.
Remember what we said about rapid fire?
Well, don't get me down this.
Timmy said I was winded. Smart wool. What's everyone's thoughts?
Socks?
Yeah,
I like them darn tough socks.
So I wear First Light socks.
Anything merino wool. Yeah. Put them on.
Give me merino wool, I'm in.
Yep.
Whether it's smart wool, darn tough. Is that darn tough? You talked for 10 times the length. The alpaca.
Alpaca.
Aren't those like waterproof?
I did meet an alpaca at the apple orchard last weekend. If you want to hear about it,
I don't. Is the Ruttober still happening in this month? So there will be an apparel sale happening at some point. Maybe not this month. Maybe when we get past the election. Favorite to hunt, pre-rut or rut?
Pre-rut. I think pre-rut they're definitely more predictable.
That's why. I mean, I love the magic rut sit. Don't get me wrong, but if I have to choose, I like pre-rut.
I've killed 3 bucks that I've never had on trail camera before during the rut though.
Well, the rut is just like the 3 of us could hunt a property, and one of us is like, I haven't seen a deer, and they're 2 like, oh my god, I've seen 100.
We
Like,
have
that's
a million stories of that.
that's the rut, right? Pre-rut is more predictable. Do tree saddles live up to the hype? I'm thinking about getting a saddle.
Don't tell me that.
I mean, everybody loves them. I don't have one. I probably won't have one.
I think they're pretty sweet. I think it makes you pretty versatile. But I just question, like, the fact that
The versatility is nice.
yeah,
I like that.
I just haven't done it yet.
Field edge or set back in the woods? Ooh, situational.
Depends on the season.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer a little backwoods plot set back in the woods, and, like staging them to the big field.
But think about that stand we have in the lower field that's just off the field edge. You're hoping that they're skirting it.
Fair.
If you got a good wind, those bucks that aren't going to come
Yeah.
in, especially this year,
Yeah.
that ladder stand should be
The ladder stand should be good.
Yep.
If Domain teamed up with Hop and Barrel, which we have, what flavor of beer would you make?
Minnetonka.
I mean, I would make something just like the Lemon Breaker. It's the best beer on the planet.
Yep. We wouldn't really change much. They know what they're doing.
How many Lemon Breakers were consumed after Timmy shot his buck? Not enough.
Well, the problem was I didn't have, like, I had, you, Tim, John, Connor. There was like 4 or 5 guys that showed up, and I went to my beer fridge, and
it was empty.
Sucker was empty, so we started tapping into Mel's, Leininkugel's grapefruit.
It was a bad spot. We were in a bad spot.
We were in a bad spot. Tim went to the gas station to get ice, and I should have told him.
No offense to Timmy, but if you've known Timmy's track record of hunting, like, we weren't prepared for what was about to happen.
I didn't have anything.
It just happened.
I wasn't even planning on hunting that weekend. All
You
my
weren't.
stuff was at the cabin.
You weren't, yeah. Is it necessary to dress your deer away from where you hunt? So we actually had this like battle with Timmy's deer. Timmy wanted to just gut it right in the food plot. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's like, I want to take this thing as far away from my hunting area as possible.
Two days after that,
They were right back in there.
it was gutted.
That big 9-pointer.
No, so
Yeah.
like literally later that night, even though the gut pile, we brought it off the edge. We didn't do it in the middle.
Correct.
The gut pile was gone in 2 days. There was deer in the field that night that we were in there,
Just saying.
and they didn't daylight, right? The bucks weren't daylighting again like they were. So, but I think that's disruptive because all 5 of them were in the field when I harpooned that thing. You know, he made a pretty like I hit him good,
You smoked.
and I did my warrior cry.
Yep, you smoked him.
So, but that might have had to do. But I don't know. Dude, we've killed deer at the proving grounds, gutted the deer right there, and the next day killed a deer in the same spot.
That's the old school mentality, right? You just kill it, find it, gut it. But I like to move it away from the area.
I think you're disrupting more doing it that way. Because you're adding more scent, you're dragging it more.
It's deer. I just feel like when they come out and see like their dead brother, they're like, yeah, I'll probably wait till dark tonight.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, if I was a buck, that's what I would do.
I didn't
saying.
really care about it. 'Cause
No,
I
it didn't
wasn't
matter. You were
hunting the
tagged
next
out.
day.
All right. Does the first frost stop all food plot growth? No. Simple answer.
Yeah. Negatory goes.
Negatory. What hunting box blinds do you guys use? We're loving the banks. Big banks, guys. You killed your deer out of banks. We do have a muddy in the lower field,
I like
but the last 3 we've gotten were banks.
I like the muddy, but I honestly
banks are better.
I like the Banks windows better.
You know what? I think we should reach out to banks and say, hey, by December we're gonna have a new podcast studio, real life.
We're gonna have a new studio.
We could use some new chairs.
We need the.
Brought to you by Banks Outdoors.
I bought one for my blind. They're
nice.
They're like a
They're
computer
the
chair on
cat's
steroids.
pajamas, yeah.
I like the
So
windows.
Maybe
of
we
the
gotta
Banks blinds.
reach out to Mike and Mitch and be like, hey guys, like,
We need a chair sponsor.
Need a
that
couple chairs.
also gets me off the hook on buying new
I mean,
chairs.
Timmy said he was going to buy us new chairs like 18 months ago. So
Yeah.
maybe we just,
I haven't found the right ones. And now
You haven't
we've
looked.
pinpointed it. I did look once, but then I got distracted.
But yeah, so hopefully here in the next 2 months we're going to have a new podcast studio. We're excited about it. It's time.
Yeah.
Love the backdrop. Love the short little chairs.
Yeah.
But it's time. When will Spencer Sutliff and Jake Ergen get their chance at fame while guest hosting Beers and Bucks? Ooh,
Who asked that?
John Brewer.
Can't take it out.
Oh,
That's a tough one.
I thought maybe it was like Jake's
Spencer's mom.
or Jake's. Give old Spency a shot. Give us.
I mean, that takes years of earning. I mean, we're working on Jake in front of a camera. He's getting there.
He's getting better.
I mean, if the rate he's on, maybe in like 5 or 6 years.
Five to
ready,
7.
He'll be ready for
5
it.
to 7.
Spencer isn't of age to drink, so he can't be on the podcast. That's a prerequisite. So I mean, I don't know. Keep asking, John. We'll find out. We'll see.
Maybe we do a young Bucks.
Young Bucks. Ooh.
Young Bucks
Podcast. Run on PBS on Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
Crossbow or traditional bow?
Traditional.
Yeah, I like to shoot traditional, but I am not a hater of crossbows.
No.
I'm just not. I don't hate most. There's not many things I do hate. Guys out deer hunt. I'm still trying to figure out who killed a deer on our team today. Backwoods plots or destination plots? I like backwoods. That's kind of how we cut our teeth, how we started. Hand rakes and no BS. By the way, I got a text from Corey today, High Tine down in Buffalo County, who he's probably been planting our stuff for like 4 years now, and his plots are insane. He sent me a picture the other day. He's like, holy shit, what the hell's going on? There was a doe standing in his food plot, and all you could see was her head. And I was like, I know how this plays out. Like, you're texting your buddy and his standing. He's like, why are you shooting this deer? And he's like, well, because the vitals are covered up by the food plot. Like, they were literally this tall. And it was funny, but he's slowly turned into the biggest fan of No BS.
I love no BS.
I think it takes time because we're also, like, the more we food plot, the more we were like, I'm not using throw and grows. I'm going to use what. And we positioned No BS as a throw and grow 6 years ago. It might be the best food plot we have. And he seriously is like, every day he's got these beautiful backwoods No BS plots and giant Buffalo County deer in it. And he's all in on it.
Yeah.
I think my mission in 2025 is to take No BS and like elevate it to Big Sexy.
I mean, it's going to be tough. Big Sexy's the OG.
Kind of. But you know what I mean? Like, No BS.
No BS is awesome.
For some reason, like, No BS just kind of, it never gets the recognition it deserves.
Were you surprised that I put Green Machine instead of No BS?
100%. Because I love Green Machine. It's my favorite mix. But you've been a No BS homer for years.
But why do you think those bucks started daylighting? Do you think perhaps the winter
peas, probably.
peas?
Could be. I don't know. I mean, I think they're eating everything in it.
But you watch those deer, and when they're going in selectively eating, like they were yet again, I think it's the peas.
Could be. I mean, that's the first thing they eat out of there. And you shot it September 29th or 3rd. I don't know what day it was. I don't know. It's interesting. Tracking dog or thermal drone for recovery.
If they allow
However you can recover it.
Yeah.
I love Bob too. Bob's my new neighbor. We're hunting neighbors now. Hopefully, sometime in the next 30 days, I get a text from Bob saying, I need your help. I just shot a giant.
And
then it's going to be tracking dog, tracking thermal, or tracking Mike.
I met Bob last week at the banquet for Hudson Hockey.
Yeah, so bummed I couldn't be there.
He recognized me from the podcast. It's actually the first time I've been in public, and
we try to keep Timmy out of public normally.
Someone approached me. It's like, "Are you Tim? I recognize you." So it was actually my first
public appearance
fame moment.
Oh,
I was like, "What, do you want an autograph?" He's like, "No, I like your podcast." I was like, "Okay." It's like, okay. So I wrote that like later that night in my journal. I was pretty upset.
Ooh, here's a good one. Do you do anything extra for your wives so they don't get angry when you try to hunt a bunch this time of year?
Let's talk to him about Mike because he goes on more trips.
I do go on a lot of hunting trips. Yeah,
so, it's my sister. So
it is your. I mean, and so anytime I'm hunting with Timmy or Jeff, that's easy. There's no permission requested, should I say? And she's not listening because she wouldn't listen, so we're good there. So we've been together for like 11 years, and I set a precedence very early on that in September I'm going to go out west hunting, and in October, November I'm going to be gone. and she's just become accustomed to it. So I've been very lucky that she's just like, this is what you have to do, go do your thing. Now I will say this, like, and you know this, when I am home, I don't hunt very much. I spend time with my family and do my thing, because I try to hunt out west once a year, and I try to hunt Kentucky once a year and Kansas once a year, and that's 3 weeks I'm gone. So I don't hunt a lot in Wisconsin unless I buzz to the cabin and can use the old Jeff or Timmy card. Then during gun season, I'm gone for that week too hunting. So I mean, I don't have I always say I don't give advice on 2 things: parenting and marriage.
Yeah.
So that works for me. Good luck to you and yours. But I would set the precedents early, and I tell the young bucks who are all eager to get married and stuff, like old Sam. We talked about this last time. Sam didn't hunt because he was going to his girlfriend's birthday.
Yeah.
They're not even married yet.
I'm all about right now just the Colt man, but the what I'm banking on is like I'm gonna give Mel free weekends, kid free.
That's 100%.
In like 5 years, 6 years, Colton is just gonna be a hunting machine.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of it, right? Like, eventually that'll be easy.
Hey, we're gonna go on a fishing trip this weekend. Do you want to go
See ya.
do girls' weekend?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And then,
100%.
but we're probably gonna have like 6, 7 kids. So,
Well, there. Oh God. So your hunting days are numbered.
yeah,
Good thing you're gonna have to just shoot them on your first hit every single time.
all boys. We're gonna have a
Dear.
clan, the Shoots clan.
That's fine. I'll take one youth hunting every year.
You have to pick which nephew. How are you gonna
They're
do
gonna
that?
pick me because they're like, yeah, I'm going with him. That'll be easy.
We're two and done.
I don't know that Veda will ever be a hunter.
I think she will.
There you go. Bob wants a signed hat if he gets his name picked. So there you go. You just got your first autograph request.
Oh boy, Bob.
Bob's listening. Bob loves it.
Don't you put that pressure on me.
I was still hoping Bob would have killed a deer already, but I'm waiting for Bob to kill a deer. Bob's plots, by the way.
Look, money.
Oh, he's the plot master. Honestly. That big, beautiful 8 we posted like 2 weeks ago in a hot chicken comeback kid plot is the prettiest picture of a deer in a food plot I've seen in years. All Bob. Brought to you by Bob.
So let's talk about this weekend.
Ooh,
I
baby.
think a buck is going to drop at the proving grounds.
Do you think Kyle's going to kill one?
I asked Marcus if he was
Is he
coming
gonna
out
hunt?
too. He can't come.
What the heck?
Birthday party.
For one of the girls?
No.
Those are in November.
No, a friend.
He planned that well.
So Kyle's on deck. Arnie still needs us to shoot a bunch of does.
Arnie had a bunch of shooters on camera. What happened to those?
He's still hunting them. He killed a doe with his boy the other day
Okay.
on youth hunt.
Okay.
But we might
Should
need
talk
to
about
bring.
youth hunt.
We need to bring some of the domain crew probably
Spinner, we need 2 winners.
out to Arnie's land. We need to whack some does.
I think guys are in buck mode right now.
Late. I'm talking. It's now.
Late season,
It's
it's
now becoming a
bring it
late
on.
season
Yeah.
play. But I think we need to whack like 5 to 6 does off the proving grounds.
I was going to say, you sent me a picture there of 14 does in a food plot.
There's way too many does.
Yeah, that was bad.
We need to kill some does there. And doe management I think is huge. And
I mean, yeah.
you know,
Buck to doe ratio is a thing. I think it's real.
I think we're real heavy on does.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean,
And they're kind of mean. Do you see that one where both them does are
oh
rearing up?
yeah, they're battling.
They're fighting.
Muhammad Ali.
I just got a bobcat on camera. That was pretty
cool.
We should post that. I
That
got
one
an HD
dusted a
one.
rabbit. That was sweet.
Came walking through my food plot with a rabbit in its mouth.
that was
That thing looked like a 30-pound
It
bobcat.
was 100%. It was big.
I could probably take it though, don't you think? Like if I one-on-one with the kitty,
I'm
if
going
I had
kitty.
to.
I'm going kitty.
You're going kitty?
Pound for pound, yeah, whoop your ass. I witnessed, like, Luke back probably 10 years ago? No, 6 years ago. Luke Thompson took a video of a bobcat taking down a full-size female doe. It was insane.
So you don't.
She suffocated it.
Okay,
Get you right around the neck and
but
just like, night, night.
level ground.
Just saying, Spencer can't shotgun a beer. Here's 20.
All right, so
Come on, man.
let's post one more thing.
All right.
Me versus, let's call it I don't know, what's the average weight of a pretty decent sized bobcat? I'd have to think 35, 40 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So give me a 35-pound bobcat, one-on-one, and I get one object. to defend myself with in the like we're fighting.
Like an object that launches projectiles?
Nope, it can't
We're talking
be
hand-to-hand combat.
It can't be. It could be a spear.
Okay,
Like,
so we got Timmy versus a bobcat, hand-to-hand combat. Who wins?
and actually no spear. Like nothing that I can throw. It's got to be hand to hand. What
Oh,
object
you're getting smoked, dude.
would give me the advantage?
I mean,
You tell me.
Daniel Son says a machete.
Nunchucks.
Nunchucks? Ooh.
You give no. Like I would say even
Timmy and an oven mitt.
that would work good. Let it
Bobcat.
Let it. I put it in the old wrestling move. Choke.
Timmy with a hammer? I don't think Timmy wins with just about anything.
I could take down that cat.
I would love to. I actually don't want to watch it. Because I think you'd get
Like,
throttled.
what if it turns out bad?
That's why I don't want to watch it. I think you'd get throttled. I mean, could you imagine just one claw to the face?
It's not gonna get there,
I think it will.
dude. I grew up with cats.
Fair.
Like it'd probably become my friend.
Hockey stick? I think it would crush. I think you'd whiff on it.
It would not be well.
It'd be way too quick.
I shot 100 on the golf course the other day.
I think
My
your only
accuracy is not great.
I think your only chance would be something small, because the bigger the object you're trying to swing, the cat's gonna be way too quick for that.
What about like brass knuckles?
You die. It kills you, actually. Timmy and the turnout.
Womp them. I mean,
Timmy versus the bobcat.
You get a good big sexy turnip and you womp him with that. He's gonna
I think
feel
it's
that.
too slow.
He's gonna feel that. though.
I think you're already on the ground. He's already suffocating you.
No.
I don't know. All right, we're gonna change the subject here. Who are our winners for the duck camo domain hardy face paint prize package? Winner number 1.
Dayton Roberts.
Dayton Roberts. So Dayton, your job is to send us a message with your name and address and your size. We're going to send you a prize pack. Thanks for listening. I don't remember hearing your name before, so I think maybe you're a first-time user, which is also fun. User, listener, same thing. And winner number 2?
Will Kettenacker.
Oh, boy. Oh, he's the St. Croix County guy. I saw his name. Will Kentonacker from St. Croix County, which is where we're from. Same deal there, Will. Message us with your name and address and your size of shirt, and we will possibly hand deliver it. How about that?
When Bob is just
Bob's getting an autographed Tim Schutz hat.
he's gonna not
We
only
already
get,
decided on
he's
that.
not gonna get any hat. He's gonna get a green killing hat.
Ooh, so Bob, send me your email or send me your address, even though you live right next to me. We'll get you an autographed Shed Dog Schutz killing hat. I mean, if that doesn't get you a big buck, it's just not meant to be.
We might be able to. That might become a thing. People love the dog.
I mean, the dog. I mean, the dog. Now he's talking in third person.
Well, we're right at the hour.
You get one public appearance where like somebody recognizes you, and now you're the dog. Just show up and just talk in third person all the time.
Oh man.
Oh goodness! I assume most people were probably out hunting tonight, but we had to get this in because we headed to Kentucky here shortly. October's crazy busy. We'll be back in November.
Probably right after we get back from
Somewhere early November, I would guess.
like that first week in November.
Probably
right
because
after
I go to
Halloween.
Kansas right after that. So, and then this is time for us to hunt finally. So this is exciting. I mean, Timmy's already done the deed, but that'll be podcast number 29, possibly in a new studio.
We're getting close. It's going to be
Somebody
pretty
asked-
badass.
Somebody asked earlier too about 2025 new products. We will likely have a February 1st-ish product launch, so there will be some new products. There always are. That's our job. So stay tuned for that. But we'll have a new podcast soon before that, so that'll be fun.
Yes, sir.
And good luck to everybody hunting. Good luck, or congrats to all the youth guys and gals who smoked a bunch of deer. It was an incredibly awesome weekend of orange and big bucks and little bucks and all bucks in between. Send us your harvest picks, because we haven't killed anything lately, so we'd like to see other people that have.
Hopefully we have one tomorrow.
We might have one tomorrow. It sounds like Cam and Easton might have gotten lucky down there at the old property. So, 'tis the season.
Cheers.
Thanks, everybody.